What is up, guys? Senator here, and I am back with a Rainbow Six Siege video. What's this? Senator playing Siege? What? Yeah, I know, right? Been playing some Neon Dawn, been having a ton of fun, and I was like, you know what? I want to make a tier list video. I want to make some more Siege content because I really miss it. I enjoy making videos. I enjoy doing Siege. I had my little break, and you know I'm coming back, and I'm actually excited to play this game and make more content on this game. And so here I am, and I'm back with a tier list video. Now, as you can probably tell by the title, I'm doing this tier list for the defenders, and here in the next few days I'll release one specifically for the attackers. And one more thing before I dive into this video, whenever I'm ranking these operators, I'm trying to go in with the mindset of, you know, the average Siege player. You know, what does that mean? You know, look at an operator like Smoke. You look at, you know, in the hot plats, Smoke's going to be an S tier operator, but you look at, you know, Silver and below, he's going to be down maybe C tier. And the same thing goes with like a Capcan. Capcan, you know, in Silver and below, you know, S, A tier operator. But if you look at the higher ranks, he's probably in C or D tier. So I'm trying to, you know, look at it from the point of the average player who's, you know, playing in gold, which is typically where I play. So I'm looking at it from sort of that perspective, if that makes sense. And we're starting off with Doc. And since I came back and played some more Neon Dawn, I haven't been seeing a whole lot of Doc. I'm assuming, well, I know it's because of the change to his ACOG. But I still can't find myself to put Doc in C. So for right now, he's going to go to B. And as always, these are subject to change throughout the course of the video. But Doc, not nearly as strong as he used to be. He used to be there just for frags, and he still kind of is. But overall, I mean, he's not what he used to be. And I'd say the same thing goes for Rook. I put them two in the same category. For me, they're pretty much the exact same operator. Mira. Mira's an S tier operator. I think that Mira currently is the best anchor. Let's jump around. Warden. I mean, I hate that he's just so bad because I really like him. I like his character, I like his lore, I like the aesthetic. But I mean, there's really no need to ever bring him unless they have an insane gang main on the other team. Clash. Right now, I'm gonna put her. I'll have to put her in C just because of the low fragging potential. Yes, she can be annoying, and really, how good a Clash is just depends on how good the player is. You know, you look at an operator like Mira. You can be an awful player and still use Mira effectively, and you could still get a lot out of her. With Clash, you really can't. It relies a lot on the player being able to use her correctly. So right now, I see her as a C, but she may move throughout this video. Valkyrie, I was thinking about putting her in S, but I'm going to go and put her in A. And the reason I'm bumping her down to A instead of S is because for S tier operators, I'm trying to think of, you know, operators that don't really have any flaws. And while Valkyrie is amazing for gathering intel, she has very little fragging potential with the MPX, one of the worst primary weapons in the game. But other than that, solid operator. She's an operator that she's probably an operator that I try to ban the most out of all the defenders. Now looking at Echo. Echo is a C tier operator still, just because, you know, his ability to stop plants. But, you know, since the nerf where they made his drone visible, you know, I rarely see him being banned anymore. And, you know, I guess Ubisoft succeeded on the front of trying to lower his ban rate. But it's most of the time it's not worth it to bring him. Let's go ahead and put Jaeger in S tier. I mean, regardless of what they do to him, as long as he has 3 ADSs, he's always going to be an S tier operator. With the set it forget it and the fragging potential of the 416C, one of the best weapons in the game. It's an assault rifle for a defender. It doesn't matter that they nerfed him down to a 2-speed. Jaeger will always be, I say always, I couldn't foresee a future where Jaeger is not an S tier operator simply because of his easy use, set it and forget it, and just it's a set it and forget it that you will always need. Also, you may notice that I don't have an Aruni on here. Aruni I'll do last, and I'll talk about her, but yeah, just you're probably thinking, oh, we don't have Aruni. We're gonna have Aruni. Melusi, B tier operator. I would put her in A if she still had the T5. But I mean, they nerfed the radius to her banshees within a few weeks after the launch. They now give her the MP5, which isn't the best. I think most can agree that B is fair for her. Okay, mute. Mute is an S tier operator, and you may have a different opinion, but for me, I think Mute is the best defender in this game, simply because of the utility that he brings and his versatility, the ability to stop hard breachers, the ability to deny information. He counters more attackers than any other operator. He has the ability to well, just his overall versatility. He has the Mossberg, which is, in my opinion, the best shotgun in the game. You know, you have people who claim that, you know, Ella has the best shotgun. People have that opinion if you like the semi-automatic shotguns. I like the, you know, the beefy Mossberg. And he has the SMG-11, which statistically is the best weapon in this game. Has a learning curve, but if you can learn to control that recoil, you'll see why Mute is one of the best operators in this game. Bandit also an S tier operator, simply because of the utility you get out of him, the ability to roam, the best SMG in the game, the Nitrocell 3-speed. He great operator, you can never go wrong with Bandit, especially if you have a player who can know how to bandit trick. S tier operator, no doubt. Let's do Kaede. Kaede is a B tier operator. Unless there's a hatch, nobody's playing Kaede. If he still had the old shotgun or the old stats on the shotgun, he would be an A tier, no doubt. Maybe even no, he'd be an A tier. But he's just so underwhelming in terms of his fragging potential. He has the ACOG, but I mean, still, I don't think that's enough. It takes like 3 or 4 shots to kill somebody with the new shotgun. The AUG is extremely slow, and of course we know rate of fire is more important in this game. But he's an operator, like I've said many times, he's an operator that you play him because you have to play him. And so I can't see him any higher than B. Okay, next we got Frost, and a lot of you guys are gonna hate this. She's more useful than Warden, I'll give you that. But like at this point, going almost year 6 is in, you know, a couple months. Everyone knows you got to pre-fire the window when you see the Frost on the board. Okay, next we got Oryx, and I'm going to put Oryx in C tier. I was going to put him in D tier, but he does have the T5, and I really see him similar to Clash in the sense that he's an operator that what you get out of him just depends on how good that player using him is. Ella, B tier. I think Ella is one of the most overrated operators. Again, similar to you know, Oryx in the sense that only as good as the person who uses her, but I do see how well her ability can work, and how, especially in a gunfight, how being able to, you know, use them Grismont as grenades during a gunfight can help you out a lot. So yeah, B tier, middle of the road. She's not my favorite. She's an operator that I rarely play, but I do see her usefulness. Next, let's look at Cav. Cav is a D tier operator. She's probably one of the easiest operators to counter, just drone out. I made an entire video dedicated, like it was like a 10-minute long video just talking about just stop banning her, because she is literally the easiest operator to counter. Just drone her out. Okay, next we're going to go to Pulse. Pulse is an A tier. A few months ago I would have put him in S tier, but again, for me to put someone in S tier, I mean, they got to have an amazing kit, and the UMP45 is my least favorite SMG in the game. Rate of fire matters more. It's not good. The UMP45 is awful, but his ability to have wall hacks through the cardiac sensor, especially if you have, you know, a 5 stack together, that can be insane. Goyo. I don't know. It's either C or D, because I'm gonna put him in D. At launch, maybe C. I mean, he at launch for the pros, he was insane because, you know, the 30-second meta, all that good jazz. But with 2 shields and the shotgun nerf, he's not worth it most of the time. The Vector's great, but yeah, if you're playing for the Vector, pick a Mira. Capcan, B tier. You know, simple, set it and forget it. I mean, we're at the point where people, if people know Capcan's on the board, we're going to be looking for traps. But he's just such an easy operator to play. He's really fun. His gun is amazing. Wamai, A-tier operator. If he still had a shield, he would be an S-tier operator. If he still had a shield, I think he would be better than Jaeger in a lot of instances. But without a shield, he's harder to use, but I still see his usefulness in terms of, syncing up well with operators like, Maestro. You have a Maestro Evil Eye on a wall, you hide a wamai frisbee near it so it can, capture the grenades thrown at it, or the Zofia or Ash breaching rounds at it. So he has his place. I still think he's one of the best operators, but that shield killed him. Smoke belongs in A tier. I touched on this in the beginning. If you're looking at Pro League, he's an S tier. He's one of the best operators. It's rare you watch a Pro League match without him being brought, but he's very, very difficult, and he requires, a coordinated group to work effectively. If you're solo queuing, you really can't use him. He only really works whenever you have a team that does their jobs. Roamers do their jobs at delaying the attackers, and you really funnel them in within the last 30 seconds of the match. Shield is great. Shotgun SMG-11 combo, fantastic. But again, his ability to be used by the average player whenever solo queuing, that's really what keeps him back from being an S-tier operator, in my opinion. Okay, next let's look at Tachanka. I know this is the old logo. But if I'm going to be honest, I haven't spent a ton of time playing with the new Tachanka. But, from what I've seen, I'm going to go ahead and just put him on par with Smoke. Other than the shield, they pretty much have, destruction ability and the ability to delay attackers, and he can delay them for longer. So I think that pretty much balances them out. Castle, I'm putting him in D. Last time I played, or before the break, that is, I probably would have put him in C, possibly even B. But looking at it from the perspective of just like Clash and just like Oryx, he's only as good as the person who uses him. He's an operator that if the person using him doesn't know what they're doing, they're going to do more harm than good. And again, the UMP-45, worst gun in the game. He does have a little bit more usefulness in terms of the super shorty, but other than that, he's bad. Okay, next let's look at Maestro. Maestro is an S tier operator. Some may think, I could see some people making the case for him being A tier. I'm going to go put him in S tier. He has the destructibility with the bailiff. He has the LMG that, if you play your cards right, you'll never have to reload that thing. The thing has very little recoil. Evil Eyes. I mean, people rarely, think about how crucial Evil Eye can be, how annoying it can be for a team that's, not well prepared to handle it, especially if you have someone like a Wamai working with him and a Jaeger. He can be insanely obnoxious. In my opinion, he's basically Echo, but so much better. Okay, next let's look at Legion. Legion A tier. The only reason he's not S tier is because his goo, while it can be useful, relies on him to be alive for them to be useful. And even though you can get a lot of use out of him, he's not an operator that, I'll really be asking for. He's an operator that, is fun to play, but you don't necessarily need him, if that makes sense. Vigil, I think A tier. In terms of roamers, he's the best roamer. His versatility whenever he roams with the impacts and having an assault rifle as a primary does a lot of damage. Not insane on the fire rate, but does, it's substantial fire. It's not a lot, but I mean it's average, I should say. High damage, especially for a defender, and his ability to just be a thorn in the side of the attackers. Alibi, personally, she is an operator that in my opinion, she's my favorite roamer for me, but I think she's a B tier operator, and some people will be like she's C or D. But when you think of her prismas as the ability to really block lines of sight and the ability to stop window entry, especially on maps like, Outback, it's not in the playlist anymore. But Alibi is a great operator for Outback because every entrance other than that piano entrance relies on you jumping through a window or going up a flight of stairs. and that's an area where she can succeed greatly. She has a lot of versatility with having the bailiff as well as impact grenades and a deployable shield, so she can really, depending on what you're trying to do, she can bring whatever the team really needs. Mozzie, A tier operator. Again, versatility. He's less versatile since they got rid of his super shorty, but the ability to, run with the aruni or anchor with the commando, the ability to deny drone denial late in the game, and just use your drones as static cams. Without a doubt, A tier operator, never upset to see Mozzie on the board. Now, I don't have aruni here. I'm just going to use Dokubi in lieu of the icon. I'll edit over it. But I'm going to go put aruni in B tier. She's very underwhelming with her primary gadget, but with her kit, she's very similar to Mozzie on release. And I could see a lot of people who played Mozzie for his versatility playing someone like aruni, because she has the M14 to anchor with, she has the aruni to roam with, she has the ability to create rotates. The only difference is their primary gadget, which, she can use her primary gadget to stop drones, which I think is the best use for her, rather than trying to block doorways and try to funnel the attackers. That's not going to happen very often, considering how many projectiles that the attackers will have. Surely someone's going to have a flashbang. Surely someone could throw a drone in if they needed to. So on that front, she's not the best, but I do like her versatility. And so that's it. That is my defender tier list for Operation Neon Dawn. Again, in the next few days, I'll release one for the attackers, but let me know what you think down below. What did I get right? What did I get wrong? If you see something that you disagree with, try to, convince me, because sometimes you guys do convince me to look at an operator in a different light, and that, helps my own personal game. That helps me look at an operator differently, and I'm able to play the operator, or pick an operator that would be better suited for certain situations. So let me know down below. If you enjoyed this video, remember to hit the like button, because that actually helps me out a lot with the YouTube algorithm. And if you haven't already, subscribe and hit the bell icon for more content. But anyways, thank you for sticking around to the end of the video. I am the Senator, and as always, have a good one.